Imagine buying a vacuum cleaner for £100 and getting 2 plane tickets to America for free. Sounds like a scam, right? But this was a real promotion from a real company, and it nearly destroyed it completely. In 1992, a famous appliance brand launched a simple promotional offer that was supposed to clear out unsold inventory. Instead, it triggered one of the most disastrous financial blunders in corporate history, burning through tens of millions of dollars and turning hundreds of thousands of happy customers into a furious, vengeful army. To understand how a routine marketing campaign exploded into a nightmare, we have to look at the Hoover Company in the early 90s. Hoover was a household name, famous across the United Kingdom for making top-tier vacuum cleaners. But competition was heating up, and the company found itself sitting on massive warehouses full of unsold washing machines and vacuums. Desperate to boost sales before the end of the fiscal year, Hoover's British division teamed up with a small travel agency to create an offer that sounded way too good to be true. The deal was deceptively simple. If a customer bought any Hoover product worth at least £100, the company would give them 2 free round-trip airline tickets to Europe. On paper, the executives thought they had found a clever shortcut. They assumed that most customers would get frustrated by the complicated paperwork and give up before claiming the tickets. They also believed that those who did claim the offer would spend extra money on hotel packages and upgrades, covering the travel costs. When the promotion launched, the response wasn't just big, it was overwhelming. Sales spiked overnight as shoppers rushed to stores, realizing that a vacuum cleaner costing £100 came with 2 European plane tickets worth twice as much. People were effectively getting paid to buy Hoover products. Seeing the massive surge in sales, Hoover's leadership made a catastrophic error. Instead of stopping the promotion while they were still ahead, they doubled down and expanded the deal to include round-trip flights to the United States. Now, buying a £100 vacuum earned you 2 tickets to New York or Orlando, flights normally worth over £600. That was the moment the promotion went from a wild success to an absolute financial death trap. Word spread like wildfire. Department stores were overrun by swarms of eager buyers. People weren't buying vacuums because they needed to clean their carpets. They were buying them purely to get cheap trips to America. Secondhand shops were suddenly flooded with brand new, unopened Hoover appliances that people dumped on the street immediately after grabbing their promotional claim vouchers. Inside Hoover's headquarters, panic set in as hundreds of thousands of flight applications began pouring in. The company quickly realized the terrifying reality of their mistake. They were legally obligated to buy hundreds of thousands of expensive transatlantic flights out of their own pocket. In a desperate attempt to minimize their losses, Hoover tried to make claiming the tickets as miserable as possible. They delayed paperwork, rejected forms over tiny clerical errors, and offered absurdly inconvenient flight dates with multiple layovers. But hiding behind red tape only made things worse. Customers who had bought appliances in good faith felt tricked, lied to, and utterly betrayed. The public excitement instantly turned into pure rage. Furious customers formed protest groups, picketed outside Hoover factories, and took the company to court. National newspapers ran front-page stories exposing the scandal, and TV news crews tracked down executives on the street. Hoover was no longer known for quality home appliances. It had become a national symbol of corporate dishonesty and incompetence. By the time the dust settled, the promotion had cost Hoover over £48 million, the equivalent of over $100 million today, all to sell a fraction of that amount in appliances. The financial bleeding was so severe that Hoover's parent company stepped in, fired the top executives involved, and eventually sold off the entire British division at a massive loss. The Hoover flight disaster remains one of the ultimate cautionary tales in modern business history. When a company tries to outsmart its own customers with fine print and false promises, the cost is never just financial. Hoover thought they were giving away free flights. In the end, they paid $100 million to destroy their own reputation. Now I want to hear from you. Do you think Hoover's executives deserve to lose their jobs over this? Or are they just unlucky? Let me know in the comments below.